What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Weekly Buzz as we go over everything entertainment and television that's happened within the past week. I'm NaVell J, and there's a lot that we need to get into, so let's get started. First of all, we want to send our condolences for 3 actors who we lost within the past week. Sam Neill, Hal Williams, and Scott Bryce. I want to start with Scott first because he has been a friend of the show for years, and I've known and loved him since his days as Craig Montgomery on As the World Turns. The way that he played that character, even though in the beginning he was kind of commissioned as a villain in a way, but Scott played this character as a way that you could empathize with him. He brought so much humanity to the character of Craig. And his on-screen relationships were kind of top tier, Sierra especially, but at least every person he was paired with, he had some great chemistry with. And then when he went and did The Facts of Life in the last season, where he played Nancy McKeon's on-screen husband, it was wonderful to see him in a comedic role. And then we got to see him do more comedic roles. I know he made a guest appearance on The Golden Girls as a doctor, and that was, even though he had one scene and it was kind of a small scene for him, it still was funny. So just to see him have that side on a show, it was great. It was great to see him act opposite of what he normally does. And then his appearances on Law & Order, he was just such a terrific man. He was so nice, and he is definitely going to be missed. Hal Williams, let's get into him. I feel that he was such an underrated actor. From Smitty to Sanford and Son to the patriarch on 227 as Lester Jenkins, Hal doesn't get the credit that he really deserved. The fact that he passed away at 91, still working. He was still working. He wasn't that long ago in an episode of the new Matlock on CBS. He was still doing the damn thing. I really wish he got the accolades that he truly deserved. Whenever you talk about sitcom dads, everybody always talks about who was in that Mount Rushmore of sitcom dads. You really don't see Lester Jenkins as part of that Mount Rushmore. I hate that because he was really great. I loved Lester. So he left a remarkable impression on a lot of us. He will be missed as well. Sam Neill, Jurassic Park. Let me tell you, Jurassic Park. If you cannot sit here and talk about Jurassic Park as well as his other roles, but Jurassic Park being one of the titular characters that he's ever played, we can't be friends. I mean, let's be real. But he was a force. And I had no idea that he had cancer. That's not what he passed away from. He passed away from pneumonia. But the fact that he had cancer and he went into remission and pneumonia was what he passed away from. We want to clear that up because I know there were a lot of online rumors and speculations of what he did pass away from. Let's shoot that right down. It was not cancer. It was pneumonia. So he just 3 wonderful, incredible humans in one fell swoop. Our heroes are leaving us slowly but surely. And that's very upsetting. But we know you're up there. You're cutting the rug. But we miss you now. Anyway, let's move on into the next part of this where I want to talk about the Daytime and Primetime Emmy Award nominations. So the Daytime Emmys released their nominees this past week. Last week, the Primetime Emmys released theirs. I want to start with Primetime first. So there were a couple of things I want to point out. I know everybody has their snubs. Mine in particular is one. When are we going to see Chris Perfetti up on that list? It has been how many seasons now? 5, where we still have not seen Chris Perfetti get his due. I am going to die on this hill. Chris Perfetti, you need to be up there in supporting actor in a comedy series for Abbott Elementary. I am telling you, your time is coming, bro. Your time is coming. I am ready for you to get that nomination. I am rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, man. I'm so happy for the cast of Shrinking. Everyone knows Shrinking is one of my favorite shows. To see Jason Segel and Jessica Williams get their noms, as well as Michael Urie and Harrison Ford getting their nominations. This is the second time that they're nominated for supporting actor in a comedy series. And then for outstanding comedy series, and Michael J. Fox getting the guests. I love it. I'm hoping I see some Shrinking wins. I don't think we had any Shrinking wins since the show has started. So let this be the first. Let this be the first. Let's get some Shrinking awards coming your way. Next, I'm still trying to find the answer to this question. And I don't know anybody who's going to be able to answer me. But we may not need to worry about this now that it's in this last season. Anybody who's watching and listening to this right now, please tell me when you laughed at the bear. Because I know when I watched it, my anxiety goes through the roof. So please tell me where do I start laughing? Where do I feel the funniness? But again, may not have to ask this since this was the last season of the show. My understanding is the reason why that it's considered a comedy in those arenas is because it's a half-hour format. And I think that's why they put it in a comedy instead of a drama, which still to me doesn't make sense. I don't know why. I don't know how that works, but that's what I heard. And please, anybody correct me if I'm wrong and let me know if that wasn't the case. But that is what I heard. And that's why they put it into the comedy categories, because it follows the half an hour, but still, it doesn't, to me, that doesn't make sense. But what do I know? And then finally, this leads into the Daytime Emmy nominations. I think this is the first time where you have an actor that's nominated in both daytime and primetime at the same time. Jeff Kober. And ironically, they're both for guest appearances. He's nominated for guest actor in a drama series for The Pit, and he's also nominated for guest actor in a drama series for General Hospital. And I haven't really dove deep into finding that out. I think he may be the first, but he's an incredible actor. He already won for General Hospital a few years ago. So to see him nominated in both of these, I think that's an incredible feat for him. And he's also such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. If you watched him on General Hospital this Irish, you wouldn't believe that, you know? But him in person, he is so nice. He's such the sweetest. So congratulations to him. And Mariska Hargitay is hosting Primetime Emmys. You couldn't have picked a better host. You really couldn't have picked a better host. So I'm looking forward to seeing who takes home the gold for Primetime. Let's segue now into the Daytime Emmys. Now, Beyond the Gates, their first year being able to submit 15 total Emmy nominations. Congratulations to you guys. That's incredible for a new daytime drama series to get that many nominations. The first new show in 27 years to get this many nominations in its first year where they were able to put in for contention. That's insanely amazing. So congratulations to all of you. I'm so happy to see Carla Mosley up there as lead actress, because 10 years to the day, I think literally 10 years to the day, we were all devastated that she was not nominated for The Bold and the Beautiful when she did that storyline for Maya as a transgender. She totally deserved it, and she was completely snubbed. I feel like this is retribution. Retribution right here. So Carla, congratulations. Tamara Tooney, I'm so happy for you too. Listen, you already know how I feel about As the World Turns. You know how much I love that show, how much it meant to me. So to see my Jessica Griffin, who is now Anita Dupre on Beyond the Gates, get that Emmy nomination for lead actress, it really warmed my heart. There were a lot of you that really impressed me. Trisha Mann-Grant, if you weren't up there, I probably would have revolted. I don't know what you submitted, but I think it was this year. Was it this year? It may have been last year, actually. So it may have been during the time when you could have submitted this episode. So if this wasn't it, please correct me, anybody. But it was the episode where Leslie had the confrontation with Ted. And it was right after Nicole, played by Daphne DuPlay, had confronted her. It looked like she was going to move into Fairmount Crest. But it turns out Nicole went up to her. She wasn't moving into that Fairmount Crest at all. And she went and confronted Ted about it. Those confrontation scenes were some of Trisha's best work. And I do believe that was last year. And if she did submit those, I think she has a really good shot, because the way that Leslie played it, I talked to her about it on the show. It was last year. Okay. I remember this now because it was in the episode that I did with her. So if she submitted those scenes, I think she might take it home. She played Leslie in such a way where you could actually finally sympathize with her. That's a big feat for a character that you really want to hate. You really want to hate. So I think if she did submit those scenes, I think she's got it in the bag. Amber Michelle, really happy to see you in there. I do have a comment about the emerging talent category. I don't know, but I feel like we now have enough younger actors and actresses to bring back the younger actor and actress category. I feel like it's time. So maybe not next year, but maybe the year after, please. Let's look into bringing back the younger actor and actress. I really feel like it's due. It's necessary. But lead actor, I think Steve Burton might take it if he submitted the Monica's death scenes. That's completely in his bag. If those were the episodes that he submitted. And supporting actor, I would have swapped out one of those and put Dan in there, who plays EJ on Days of Our Lives. And that's probably what I would have done, because there were some in that category that I would have said, I think someone probably could have trumped you on that. And Dan was one of them. I think Dan probably should have been in that category, but I don't know. I wasn't the deciding vote, but I definitely wish that Dan was in there. He really had a great year on the show. So hopefully we see you up there, Dan. I do want to point out a glaring omission from the daytime Emmys, and that is with Caitlin McMullen, who plays the role of Willow on General Hospital. She had an incredible year with the transformation of that character, and this is coming a lot from me, as I used to call Willow milk toast. So the fact that she was able to take this character who was so bland and needed seasoning to what we're seeing right now, she deserves all the props, all the accolades. I'm sorry that you were not up there, but girl, you really did the damn thing this past year as Willow. So I am so proud of you, and hopefully we get to see you on that list in the coming year. I was surprised Erica Slezak was not on the list. So I don't know if she didn't want to submit, but the other one that I think everybody was very surprised about was Deidre Hall. Some were surprised, some were not. I kind of understand where a poster who I am friends with on Twitter also said that we probably will never see Deidre with an Emmy in her hand unless she gets a Lifetime Achievement Award. I unfortunately agree with them because I feel like that's one of the biggest snubs. I really do. I feel like that's one of the biggest snubs. So I would love to see Deidre's name on a list anytime soon. So please make it happen. I think her and Chris Perfetti, those are the two I want to see up there one day. Those are the two for sure. But the ceremony takes place the day before Halloween this year. It is going to be streaming. There is no television home for it. I know a lot of people were hoping it would be on TV. I personally would love to see CBS take advantage of it, especially with Beyond the Gates getting as many knobs as they did. But we are at least still celebrating the medium. So October 30th is when the 53rd annual Daytime Emmys will take place. It streams on the Emmys.tv. Who are some of your picks for this year's Emmys? Who are the snubs? Let us know in the comments below. Now, this week, we had 2 guests on our show. So here's a little bit of a recap of our interviews with Colton Skuster and Matt Murphy.
I really, really think it's just like, don't be afraid to go after your own path. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to fall in line with what everyone tells you is what you should be doing, what everyone tells you is the life you should live. If I had just like stayed in my bubble and, gone the normal route of, okay, like sports didn't work out for me, I'm just going to go through school, through the motions, go to college, get a job, yada, yada, just be average all my life. Like if I had that mentality, I wouldn't be where I am now. And it's hard. It's really hard to like get out of that and say, okay, I'm going to like pave my own path and I'm going to do this seemingly impossible thing that people don't realistically think I can do. But it's always possible. And it just matters how hard you want it. Like how many times are you going to like fall and get slapped in your face, but still get back up and do it again and do it better every single time and build on that over and over. And like, I think everyone in this world has a unique talent and you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to let what other people think, bring that down and make that not the reality for you, because at the end of the day, like, who cares what people think? Like the people that care what you're doing and have the audacity to say something negative about it, like they need to do some inner soul searching themselves. Like that's not who you should be worried about. People who are either not commenting or supporting you, those are the people you want to spend your time with anyways. So if anything, it'll tell you who your real friends are, and it'll tell you what kind of people you should be hanging out with and what kind of people you shouldn't.
In my view, this is my opinion, the Guthrie family has been absolutely let down by the law enforcement leadership, including Laura Conover, who's not gotten enough criticism in my view, and Chris Nanos, who it was a clown show. And when he's butting heads with the FBI, and of course, not my case, so I wasn't there. This is based on what I've read and what I've seen, based on no inside knowledge. That like when the FBI rolls in and offers their resources, you say thank you. And I've worked multiple FBI task forces on missing children, on escaped people from the jail. The FBI at that level is wonderful, and they can do things that you can't do in state court, like in California, with a thing called CalECPA. In order to get phone records, for example, you need a search warrant to do that. The FBI, they can do what's called an administrative drop warrant, where they can just get stuff from phone companies. Like it's like having magic at your fingertips as a prosecutor on a case like that. And they rolled in with agents, but there was a significant delay before the FBI was contacted. And Nanos insisted on using a lab in Florida, which is apparently a very good lab, but Quantico, Virginia literally wrote the book on a lot of these protocols, and they can turn DNA tests over inside of 12 hours. And I know that because I've seen it.
That's going to do it for the Weekly Buzz. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back with another one next week. So stay tuned and make sure you like and subscribe for more episodes of The Buzz here at Buzzworthy Radio.